Hi, I am Victoria. I go by the Rapid Renegade. I want to explain to you in a video today about how I believe and how I coach people to be in their fullest authentic truth and alignment. And it has to do with three components. The first component is your energetics with human design. The second component is the Kolbe, how you mentally use your energy and making sure that we're really tapping into how you innately problem solve. And then the third part here is the brain. And it's all about subconscious rewiring and shifting perspectives so that we can truly step into our authenticity and our power. So I want to explain a little bit more about this and why it's so important and why this is the methodology that I use with my clients. So this is human design. It's not human design. This is a pie chart describing what human design types are. So you can see this big chunk here is 70% of the population. These are the builders of the world. They're here to respond to life. They're here to be lit up by what they do. They have kind of this life force energy, right? So these are manifesting generators and generators. This population here is about 22% of the population. These are people who are here to guide others. They're here to kind of be the orchestrator of the energy and to really see efficiencies and how people can really start to use their energy in a more productive, efficient way. It's all about efficiency here, and that's the projectors. So again, they're not here to like play all the instruments in the band. They're here to say, oh, you play the violin, you play the cello, you play the drums, you play the tambourine, and I'm going to make a beautiful melody out of what you guys can do, right? So they're the guides. They're here to kind of usher in a new way of working and balance. This here is 1% of the population. This is the rarest. This is the reflector. And so these are kind of your social mirrors. They're here to take 28 days to kind of figure out a big decision for them, right? So that's very different than somebody who's living over here that's here like in the moment, in the now, let's do it, let's build, right? These people need time. They need space to kind of really be in their own energy and understand what is theirs and what isn't theirs and what feels good to them over the lunar cycle, okay? So this 22% needs to be recognized and invited in. That's their strategy. Their strategy is, again, to respond to life. Their strategy is to wait a lunar cycle. This last bit here is 8% of the population. These are your manifestors. These are people who are built and here to ignite things. They are the fire starters. They are here to bring in new and different ideas, informing other people around them to kind of do it and to kind of get it done, right? So the manifestors are really the only people on the planet that are here to initiate action. And I think oftentimes we come from a society, a family, a conditioning that says you need to go out there and do it. You need to go out and, get what you want and act and do and build and hustle. And that's all down here. And they really aren't here to initiate. They're here to respond to life. And so understanding where you fall in this pie chart, what your energy type, strategy, and decision-making is imperative for you to understand how your energetics work, understand how others kind of see and experience your energy, and how to live in flow with how you're meant to be. I am a projector, so I am here to be recognized and invited in to share my wisdom. If I don't, things go up in flames. If I try to just assert myself, or if I try to give my unsolicited advice, people look at me like I have like 12 heads, or they get so personally offended by what I'm saying that they basically shut me out. And it wasn't until I realized what my human design was that I could really lean back and start to live in more alignment. So I always start with human design. I think it's first and foremost. So the overview here is that there's 5 types in human design. You have your 8%, which is your manifestors, your 70%, which is your manifesting generators and generators, your 22% being projectors, and your 1% being reflectors. And they all have a different strategy in how they need to use their energy. Okay. So then we move over to your mental capacity. And what we know is that there's three parts of the mind. There's the thinking, which is like your IQ. It's what you would put on a resume. It's like, you know, your skills, things that you've learned. You have your feeling part of the brain, which is your emotions, your values, what you like, what you desire. And then you have the doing part of your brain, which is how you innately take action if free to be yourself. So what Kolbe measures is that doing part of the brain. It's how you do what you do. It is the biggest predictor. If this is aligned in what you're doing as a role in a job, right? This is the biggest predictor of whether you will be successful or not. So this is a very, very, very big component of what I do, because basically you have your energetics, you're motivated into action, right? You're waiting and you're making decisions based on how you're energetically dispositioned. Once you're initiated into action, that's when your mind kicks in. And that's when you can really start to be productive, right? We all have a finite amount of energy when it comes to doing things, right? If I have to sit down and I have to do taxes every day, I'm depleted and I will be burnt out. If I can be creative and I can talk to people and I can educate them and I can coach them and I can do the things that I do, that is my flow, right? That's my flow state. So when we talk about flow state, it's really about this part of the mind. It's about being so connected to how you innately do what you do that you lose all sense of time, right? And with the Kolbe, they give you 4 numbers and every single person is perfect. The way that you are is perfect. Just like human design, we're all designed very individually, all designed very uniquely, and we are all perfectly designed to be who we're meant to be, okay? Kolbe, same thing. You are perfect the way that you are. The problem where we get into issues is that you're trying to be someone who you're not, right? So for me, my numbers are 5, 4, 9, 1. Okay, so I fall into this bucket, this bucket, this bucket, and this bucket when it comes to the 4 modes of operation. And in Kolbe, these numbers are called my MO, my mode of operation, right? So if I know I'm a 5, 4, 9, 1, this gives me a really good blueprint as to what are my strengths? What do I bring to the table, especially in team dynamics, right? So each one of these modes is responsible for different things, right? So the first mode is fact finder, right? This is all about how we gather and we share information. So somebody down here is going to be like research oriented, give me all the data, let me get into the details. Somebody here is like, I can summarize all that and like kind of give, you know, a Cliff's Note version. Somebody up here is like, give me the headline. I don't care about all of the details, right? And you can imagine that if you're in a work situation and your boss is a 3 and you are a 10 or an 8 or a 9, and you want to give them all the details and they're like, I don't give a fuck, right? This is where tension and stress become really evident. And if we know where we fall on these categories, we can easily communicate with others. Like, these are my strengths. This is what I need. And this is what I do. And here's how to work with me. That's why this is so important. Okay. So you have your fact finder. It's all about how you gather and share information. You have your follow through. Okay. This is about systems and organization. It's how you organize and design. Okay. So somebody down here, these are like your project managers that are like, so in the details of a project, and it's like a checklist, and they're really driving completion, and they want to make sure things are followed up on, and they are very much driving closing the loop on things. Okay. Anywhere in the middle here, you're basically a bridge between the two. You're accommodating, they call it. So I'm accommodating here. I'm not going to be somebody who innately wants to spend all my time, energy, and effort following up with people and keeping a list and doing all of these things. I can do it, but that's not my core strength, right? People up here are here to build shortcuts. They're like, we don't need all of this. You're salespeople, right? People, I work in marketing, and this is like, this illuminated so much for me, Because I was like, oh, my salespeople are up here and we're expecting them to be here, right? We want them to put the notes in the system. We want them to follow up with the clients. We want them to track all of their calls. We want to see it in data, right? They're not designed to do that. So how can we work better together if we know, okay, they're resistant to that, right? And I'm not categorizing all salespeople, but it tends to happen, right? Okay, so that's follow through. Then we have quick start. So you guys can see here, I'm a 9 in quick start. This is my prominent energy. This is where I want to spend a lot of my mental capacity in order to be in flow. Quick start is all about risk and how you deal with risk and uncertainty. I am very, very much up for change, brainstorming. Let's try it out. Like, let's do all the things, very fly by the seat of my pants, impromptu, like make shit up as I go, right? This is the quick start. And that can be really overwhelming for someone who's wanting to stabilize, right? If we're in an organization and you have people coming in and quick starting and saying, let's do this and let's do that and let's do this and this, my clients and da 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 da. And you have someone and you're up here and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are we burning down the house, right? This person wants to stabilize and this wants to innovate and disrupt. And so you can see as you fall on this continuum, how understanding yourself and others in your organization is pivotal to communication, to efficiency, to productivity, to team synergy, right? Okay, so this last one, this is called an implementer, but not implementer like you implement systems. This is implementer. It's how you deal with 3D intangibles, right? It's like a demonstrator, right? So somebody down here is going to be really, really, really concerned with the quality of materials. Like they won't even build it if they don't have quality materials. These are people who you want as your, product people who are building a really solid, reliable product, right? They care very deeply about the sustainability of it or the, the structure of it. These people can these are like your weekend tinkers. Like they're like, oh, I want to tinker on this and tinker on that. And they like to use their hands, right? These people need to have a lot of physical movement, physical activity, physical touch in what they do, right? So if you know that, you can arrange your office to have a lot of tactile things, to be fidgeting and to be playing with things, right? You can go outside and garden and get that energy out. I'm up here as a visionary. I can imagine solutions. I don't need to actually demonstrate or show you what I mean, right? I can just imagine what that solution is and explain it to somebody. Whereas somebody down here is like, well, let me show you. Let me physically bring this thing in and show you how this phone works, right? So going back, your human design is your energetics. It's the way that you're built to learn, communicate, operate, be motivated into action. Once we're motivated into action, following our type, strategy, and authority, we are then kicking in the Kolbe, the doing part of our brain, right? But then what happens is that we know how we're designed. We know how we're supposed to work. But now we have all of these beliefs and perceptions that prevent us from doing it. This is where I spend the most amount of my time and energy and resources with my clients, because it's about balancing the brain, about upgrading your limiting perceptions and beliefs so you can confidently live in flow, right? You can confidently communicate your skills and attributes. You can confidently know that you're making the right decisions for yourself, right? So a lot of us, the subconscious brain rules 95% of our day. And with that, it's all these programs that were developed, right? Mostly from 0 to 7, because we were in that kind of sponge state, right? Like our brain is like making all these assumptions and associations, and we're learning things from our parents and our society and all these things. That becomes our belief system. That becomes our values. That becomes who we believe we are. And so if we have shitty beliefs, which about 60 to 80% of our subconscious beliefs are disempowering or unhelpful. So like, you're not alone. We're all there. And you have to know how to effectively flip the script. And the reason that conscious tools do not work permanently or that effectively is because the conscious part of the brain is only running 5% of the show. So if we're constantly struggling and we're, the conscious part of our brain is the goal getter, or the goal, what am I trying to say? The goal person that outlines the goals, right? It wants to achieve all the goals. It has like a vision of the goals. The subconscious mind is the one that's actually going to get it done, because it's all driven by our subconscious programming. It's all like, well, am I worthy of that? Am I confident enough in that? Right? And so if we're realizing a disconnect in our life, a disconnect between I set these goals and intentions and I'm self-sabotaging, or for some reason something's standing in my way and I don't know what it is, or I don't know, I'm running up against this pattern or this painful experience over and over and over again. That's all in this subconscious mind. And what I do with psych-k, it's basically the fastest, most effective, and easiest way to tap into that subconscious mind and quickly rewire those beliefs. The reason I like it so much is that you're in a conscious state and you are doing it and you are totally aware and you are choosing the whole time. I don't like, personally, this is my personal thing, I don't like to be in a suggestible state. I don't like hypnosis so much because I'm in a suggestible state, but I'm also, it takes a long time, right? With my clients, I rewire anywhere from 3 to 10 beliefs in a 60-minute session. And I tell you, your life will completely change. And the reason that I follow this is because this is what works. This is what gets you into flow. This is what gets you into your purpose. This is what you have been looking for, that gives you a framework and an articulation of who you are, how you work, and what you believe, right? Human design, the Kolbe, and subconscious reprogramming are like magic. It's like a magic wand is being waved. Okay. Like, I can't go read testimonials on my website, but here's the deal. If you are not in flow with your energy, you are not going to feel lit up and on purpose with life. Human design is not just about how you make decisions. This is about also like illuminating what are your biggest strengths. What energy do you have? What is yours and not yours? I like to use the human design. It's called a body graph, and it gives you all of this information. And I like to use that with my clients because sometimes their beliefs that they have is because of an open center in their human design. And this is probably Spanish to you. But here's the deal. I deeply know all of these subjects. And because I'm a quick start, I can start anywhere, right? I can be highly interruptible. Ask me questions. The thing is that you deserve to fulfill your life's mission here. You deserve to live in flow. You deserve to have joy and compassion and empathy for yourself. You deserve to achieve everything that you want to achieve, right? Manifestation teachers are always like visualization and all of these things. And people are still like, well, I can't, I'm not manifesting what I want. It's because you don't have the belief system to support it. Or maybe you're not living in the way that your energy is designed. And so you're pushing against the grain. I'm going to close out this video. I thank you for watching it. But basically, the trifecta of human design, Kolbe, and subconscious reprogramming, if you're ready for tremendous alignment, for change, for transformation, that's what I do. And I know it seems complicated, but it's not, and I will guide you through it. If you want a free resource, I just created a GPT. It's called the Rapid Realization Guide. And I have fed it with a lot of the advice that I give my clients and a lot of the free tools and resources that I have. So go play with that. You can find it on my website on therapidrenegade.com. I'm here to inspire people. I'm here to basically like throw gasoline on your flame. I'm here to help your remembrance and who you really are. And these tools validate all of that. And then we work on the subconscious belief system to help you elevate and rise into your full authentic power and mastery. So if you're ready for this, apply to work with me. I have different programs. You can do, one of these or all of these. I suggest all of them if you're really serious about, your personal growth and development. But thank you for watching, and I hope to meet you soon.